Hey, welcome to Another Innovation Production. Today I'm going to be talking about two things. First, I'm going to be talking about how I solved my issue of speaker placement for a dual monitor setup. And secondly, I'm going to be talking about my new set of speakers, which is the Logitech Z333, which are these speakers here. Now, some of you may have this issue where you have a dual monitor setup, where you have the main monitor in the middle and one monitor to the side, whether on your right or on your left. People also have a 3-monitor setup, have a monitor in the middle and one on either side. Now the issue is where to place your speakers. Now if you have a set of 2-channel speakers or even like 5.1 channel speakers, you want the front 2 speakers to be on the left and on the right of your main display. The problem with this sort of setup is, with a multiple monitor setup, is there is no place to actually put the speakers on the side where you have your secondary or your 3rd monitor, which is an issue because you want the speakers to be placed on both sides for the stereo sound effect. Now these ones are the Logitech Z333, and they're actually ideal for my setup because you can see on one side they fit nicely on its side below my secondary monitor right there, and they're equally spaced. So the reason why I went for these speakers was that Logitech is actually a good brand when it comes to computer speakers. These ones were quite inexpensive. They only cost me about 75 Australian dollars. Now the reason I went for these ones as opposed to the better version, which is a Z533, is that they're quite sufficient for my needs actually, so there was no need for me to go for the more powerful set of the speakers. As you can see here, you've got the satellites on your left and on your right, and down here on the floor you've got the subwoofer. Now how most of these speaker systems work is that the amplifier is actually located in the subwoofer, and you connect the satellites to the amplifier plate on the back of the subwoofer, and then you've got a control puck right there. In terms of specifications, they're not that powerful like I mentioned. The subwoofer is only 24 watts, and the satellite speakers are only 8 watts per channel. But surprisingly, the sound is quite decent, especially for a small room. You don't need anything too big or too powerful. And as I mentioned, here is the volume control puck, very basic. It connects by cable to the subwoofer, and you've got the volume control here. And one thing I didn't like about it was that the indicator here that shows you where the volume is at, it's a bit hard to see in the dark. But the volume control here is actually really smooth, like really buttery smooth. You've got the on-off switch here to turn the system on and off, and an LED light indicating whether it's on or not. And you've got on the side, you've got a 3.5mm headphone jack. So now I'm going to test the speakers for you by playing some music. Now this is with the subwoofer maxed out, so not very powerful as I mentioned, but for me it's sufficient for a small room and for its price. Here's some lounge music. I do find the highs quite clear, which I do like, and the mid-range is quite good as well. The bass, even though not powerful, is quite tight and refined. I'm not sure if you can hear that or not, but the high notes are actually really nice and crisp. So there you go, the Logitech Z333, a very worthy set of cheap computer speakers, and also a good option when you have a multiple monitor setup to be able to put it under your monitors. Thanks for watching.